Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for our Faith-Based Leaders Advisory. And we do appreciate everyone for accommodating the pushed back start time of our meeting today. Many of you, I think, had an opportunity to join us at the Capitol. You'll hear from the superintendent just momentarily about the FAA updates and the airport updates in general. But we do appreciate you accommodating the new scheduled time for our meeting. I do understand that some may have arrived at 11 a.m. today, and we do apologize for those who arrived and did not get the meeting notice, whether in time or able to read about the time change. But we thank you for being here. We see some returning stakeholders and some newcomers, so thank you for your interest. You're in for a treat to learn more about all we're doing to support our commitment to high performance, and we thank you in advance for showing your support by being here today. So without further delay, I would like to welcome to the podium our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Orsis J. Beasley.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're so glad you're here, and thank you for being here. What we'd like to do, first of all, is give all of you a chance that are not staff members and faith-based leaders, if you would introduce yourselves and the organizations that you represent, just so we can get an idea as to who we have. And I don't know if you all know one another, but this would be a good opportunity to share with other faith-based leaders who you are. So we'll start here in the front.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Diane Johnson, and I'm a member of the Next Level Church of Morrow, Georgia.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Ford. I'm the pastor at Jonesboro Church of God.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Rita White, and I work with Mark Jones, who is actually supposed to be here to answer this instead. I am a member of the Division Christian Church.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pastor Keith Reynolds. I'm the pastor of Christian Fellowship Baptist Church, College Park, and this is my wife, Marilyn.
Good to have you.
Good afternoon. I'm Rosemary Green from Amazing Grace World Outreach Church in Forest Park, and also Dr. Reynolds and Mrs. Reynolds and I are members and officers with the Association of Christian Ministers of Clayton County.
Glad to have you, Mr. Thank you. Well, thank you all for being here. And we value your time. We know that if you started with us at 10 today at the Capitol, we know it's been a long day, and so we'll be very mindful. I've modified the agenda a little bit just to be respectful of your time. What I'd like to do is, since we were just at the Capitol, is maybe start there with the what's happening at the Capitol relative to the airport. And while we are there, the school system, Clayton County, all the cities, and the community at large. You should know that there is some movement again of a possible state takeover of the airport. And so there are several study committees occurring, and our state senator, Valencia C., is one individual who is sitting on the committee. And so she's working, of course, as a delegation member with the other members of the delegation to keep all of us informed. And this is the second study committee meeting. Today focused on bond debt, because clearly there are implications for the state if it chooses to take the airport over from Atlanta City. And basically, we're just learning information. I will just tell you that the information today was somewhat heavy, in that the state has to really think about how much debt it wants to add to its load if it takes over the airport. But there are many legislative hurdles that the state would have to overcome in order for that to occur. The chair of the committee, and I believe he's the one who's offering the legislation to take over the airport, basically stated that he thought that the airport needed someone, state leaders, or the state to watch out for the interest, what's in the best interest of the state. Well, as I listen to that, and I know exactly what is comprised at the state capitol, my question is, whose best interest in the state are you really talking about? And so I don't want us as a community, and I was very clear with the chair that the airport sits in, he made it clear as well, the airport sits 70% or higher of the airport sits in Clayton County. My question is, how does it benefit the children here in Clayton County? Period. And regardless of who takes it over, who maintains ownership or who takes it over, how is that going to impact the children here in Clayton County? So I would say to all of us, I know that we're very busy, we all are. The next meeting is October 3rd at 10 a.m. In room 450 at the Capitol. We need to be there. We need to be there. If they choose to go to some type of airport development oversight, we need to be at the table. We need to have, since it's in Clayton County, we ought to have a seat at the table. Would you all agree with that? And I can assure you, no one invites you to sit at the table if you're not there in the room. You've got to be waiting in the room. And so today we had about 17 people. Ms. C had us all stand for from Clayton. And I believe Ms. Bernal, our delegation chair, said we had about 17 people from Clayton County. So they know that we're aware in the room. It's just important, you all. And I did share this with the chair of the committee, that by executive order, the governor has removed the aviation fuel from being taxed, which impacts the school system to the tune of $8 million a year, because we would collect our 1 penny on the taxes, and it goes into our construction projects, which you'll hear about today. Delta, of course, has committed to providing to us the funds that we would have gotten otherwise in light of the governor's executive order to remove the fuel, the aviation fuel from being taxed. And so they have committed to provide the funds until the end of December of 2019, December of next year. But the question is, what happens after December of 2019? We're still looking at a gap relative to our school construction program of approximately $8 to $9 million a year. And that could significantly impact the projects that we have. And that's just the school system's impact. Clearly the county and the cities also have an impact. And so that's why it's important that we're there. I don't know exactly what will happen with the governor's executive order after December of this year, because his executive order basically expires with his term. And so we don't know if Delta will have to start paying the tax in January of 2019 or not. That's somewhat unclear. But even if they start paying the taxes, the law on the federal law is clear that whatever is collected from the airport has to be used for aviation purposes. So even if they collect the taxes, we couldn't do anything with the taxes. We could not continue to use the taxes for school-related projects because the law is clear that those funds have to be used for aviation purposes. So still a lot in motion, and so while we consider ourselves with a short-term victory, we've got to continue our involvement, make sure our presence is there, have a seat at the table, at least be in the room, and ensure that at the end of the day or the end of the outcome, that Clayton County is positioned in a positive manner. And so we have the county there, the cities, and the school system, because all of those entities are impacted by the revenue that's earned off the airport in this county. It goes to benefit our county. Just remember, 70% of the land that the airport sits on resides where? Clayton County. And so we're also working to have conversations with Atlanta, but I'll be very honest with you. I will work with whoever owns the airport as long as it benefits who? Clayton County. Clayton County. With that being stated, what we'd like to do is very quickly, we want to, as a faith-based advisory, this is your opportunity from your perspective, and while you all are all faith-based, you all also have other tentacles in the community. You're involved in businesses, you're involved in government opportunities or in roles. Many of you are just really involved. So this gives you an opportunity to share with us your perspective, what you believe we're doing right, what you believe we need to maybe focus on as we move our district to higher levels of performance. It gives us an opportunity to continue to inform our decisions, because our commitment is to make informed decisions that are in the best interest, always in the best interest of our children. And so we value your presence, we value your feedback, we value your perceptions, we value what you share with us. And this team will take that information as we go back and we talk it over, we look at data, we listen and analyze perspectives so we can make the best decision possible that we believe will shift this district, continue to shift this district in the right direction. So very quickly, you should know our vision statement, our Board of Education approved this new vision statement effective July of this year. And for the next 5 years, it's cemented in our strategic plan. And it basically declares that we are going to be a high-performing school system, preparing all of our students to be successful. We want to be high-performing. Our mission is to empower our students on a daily basis to achieve academic and personal goals. That's just our work. And you're here today because the vision is so much bigger than one particular individual, one particular organization. It's our collective vision for the students who attend our schools. And we've got about 55,000 students in this county that attend the public schools in Clayton. Our core beliefs are clear, and they're basically focused on our children. We want to ensure that our children always have a priority for all resources. We believe that education is a shared responsibility, that while the school has a part to play, every aspect of our community has a role to play in the educational process. We believe communication and understanding are important for this work, and that's why we have these opportunities, and we have a schedule of opportunities for our community to be engaged. We really believe in the diversity of thought, because through diversity of thought, we believe we can get to the best solutions that will benefit all children. We believe that learning is a continuous process, so no matter where we ended one year, we start the next year. Wherever we are today, we know tomorrow we just pick up and begin from that moment. And so we celebrate our improvements, we acknowledge our challenges, and we work toward improving continuously, realizing that today it's ours. Today we have the baton, and we're doing our best to make the school system better, and then one day we'll pass the baton to someone else to continue the work. And our commitment is to ensure that when we pass the baton, that the school system is better than it was when we were handed the baton. And then, of course, we believe that a learning environment where everyone experiences security, care, dignity, and respect is essential. It's just important that we have one of the healthiest cultures, environments that we believe children need in order to thrive in. And so as the adults of the organization, and we're clear, I shared this with the principals on numerous occasions, as a staff, we all believe this, that we as the adults create the culture, and we invite children into the culture that we create. So our expectation for a high-performing school system, clearly for ourselves, we must all be what? High-performing. And that's what we're working to be. So we have 5 strategic goals, and all of us should be familiar with these goals. Again, if you would go to the website, this presentation is on the website. If you go to the website, on the left side of the website, there are links. If you go to the link that says Critical Conversation, one of the first links will be the Advanced Ed Strategic Plan link. You can go hit that link and go straight to the strategic plan, or you can go down to Critical Conversation if you want to look at the schedule of Critical Conversations, or if you want to go back and look at all the videos of the previous conversations. The video for today will be added within a day or so. But our goals are very clear. The first one speaks to academic achievement. We have Christy Heath, who represents teaching and learning today, and she's going to speak in a moment about what we're doing relative to teaching and learning. We want to provide and maintain a safe and orderly environment. We understand the importance of safety. You can't do much learning if you don't feel safe. And so we're working diligently to ensure that our students are safe. Number 3, we want to promote engagement, communication, accountability, and collaboration. And we just want that to be the DNA of our district. It shouldn't be an exception. It just becomes the norm. That we have these opportunities where we sit down, we talk honestly about what we're seeing, what we're hearing, what's really occurring, and we figure out what can we do to keep the district going in the right direction. Number 4 is that we provide high-quality support services to our students, and we deliver those services within budget. As you know, we have a balanced budget. We had tight budget this year, but we are in the 6th week of school, and we're having school. We're having school. We've got and honestly, it's been probably, in my 25 years, it's been a pretty good opening. I always measure it by the number of complaints I get about textbooks. And I didn't get any this year. So that's pretty good, isn't it? And then number 5, to recruit, develop, and retain highly qualified and effective staff. We have our HR chief, Dr. Wilson, here. He can always talk about what we're doing to not just recruit, but to really retain. And today, I'd like him to share what we're doing to retain. He reminds us all that we don't have a recruitment problem. We can hire people. The question is, can we retain them once we hire them, if they're good people? So you'll hear from him as well. But these are our goals, and what I'd like to show you is our definition for high performance. We've been talking about high performance for a year or so now, a little over a year. But we thought this year we'd define it for everyone. And so our principals and our teachers have embraced this definition of high performance. So I'd like you to take a second to look at it. Hopefully you can see it. Well, basically what it shares is that no matter what indicator we're measuring, if it's attendance, from one measurement to the next, from one period of time to the next, we expect attendance to improve. If it's discipline, we measure it every 6 weeks, from one 6 weeks period to the next, we expect it to do what? Improve. From 1 year to the next, we expect our data to do what? Improve. If it's math scores, we expect it to do what? Improve. And that means, in order for the district data to improve, every school's data is expected to what? Improve. And when we see, and principals know this, I always ask the question, which school is dragging the data down? A drag on the data. We got to make sure that no school is dragging on causing the district the data to drag. And so we work with our principals to ensure that they understand what the strategies are, the actions that they should be taking, what leadership is most effective, and then of course we provide support for them in that role as they support their classroom teachers. So at this time, I'd like Dr. Wiley to come and just share briefly about the strategic plan. And again, feel free to know or to go to the website and view the strategic plan and just know it's the driving force behind everything that we're doing.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I don't think I have anything else to say because Dr. Beasley covered. Yes, you stole my thunder. That's okay. I'll try. I just want to say it's an honor to speak to you today. It's kind of weird because I feel like I'm speaking to my father, but multiplied, and I get nervous every time I stand in front of the pastor, the good Pastor Williams. But with that being said, you should have a copy of our strategic plan, and this is an abbreviated version so that when you're out speaking to your congregation or speaking to your members in your community, you're able to pinpoint exactly what we're doing and what we believe in this district and how we are improving our school system. Everything that you see on here, well, not everything, some of what you see on here will be discussed today, and you will see a clear alignment of what teaching and learning is doing, what we're doing with SPLOS, and everything that we're doing in this district, how we are aligning our actions to our strategic improvement plan. Within the next few weeks, if you check our website, you will see our action plan on there where we are monitoring our steps. We are making sure that we are looking at all of the data, the interim data that we receive in every area of the school system. You will be able to see that and monitor as well what we're doing and making sure that we are aligned and doing what we say that we're going to do. But I'll be here afterwards if you have any specific questions regarding the strategic plan.
Thank you, Dr. Wiley. As Christy comes, I just want to remind everyone, I tell the staff and the staff knows this, we're going to be transparent because what we consider ourselves doing is public work. There's nothing secret about this work. And so we're going to put the data, the action plan out there, the data that we're monitoring, how we're making progress, and clearly we use your feedback as one of those data sources that informs our decisions. But I just want everyone to know that we're very transparent, and we don't say that just to say it, we mean that, because this is public work. This is the work of the community. We just happen to be the ones, the educators, in the leading roles relative to the K-12 educational system. But this work is for all of our children. And so we must, and we should be very transparent. So Christy's going to come and talk about teaching and learning.
Good afternoon. My name is Christy Keith. I'm the Advanced Learning Intervention Coordinator. So I'm very excited about the direction that Clayton County is going in. I'm a 30-year veteran of this school system. So I've taught and I've worked very hard in this system for our children. So I'm very excited about what we're doing. And so we have a goal, a very plausible goal that we can do if we all work together. And that is that we want our school district to have 80% of our students proficient or distinguished on the Georgia Milestones end-of-year assessment. So if we see that, that's what this looks like. And we're truly intervening with the children who have deficits that we need to work with. But our current reality is this. Right now, we look opposite of that. And so we show that only 25% of our students are developing that mastery. And we have to be, all of us working together to get our children in the door to us so that we can move them with your help in that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the data that from all of this. And so right here you can see this is our Clayton County EOG data. So it sounds like an odd, bizarre thing, and that's the end of grade data. So we can show grades 3 through 8. And you can also see that we are showing you 2014, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, and our current year. So we also have here, this is Clayton County. This right here is Metro Risa. Metro Risa is a collection of metropolitan counties that all come together, so that's all the big ones. It's Cobb, it's Gwinnett, it's Atlanta Public, it's all those areas, Marietta City. And then you have Georgia right here, so you can see a comparison. So here you're seeing that we're on that steady increase of trying to move. So more likely we're moving students, and part of doing that is the types of interventions that we're doing in the classroom. We're really trying to capture the smartness of our kids and building upon it. We're making sure that we're doing more innovative things like our document-based questioning in social studies classes, more argument-driven inquiry in our science classes. We're doing more higher order performance tasks. So this is what's building our data and helping us to show those increases. Our next slide. Thank you. All right. Our next slide shows EOC. EOC is end of course. So these are your high schools. So you can see overall we're showing growth. We may have some where we kept it the same. We may have had a small dip, but those are areas where we're concentrating on that and what can we do to improve that with our students. This one right here is showing our elementary data. As you can see with our elementary reading data, we are closing the gap between Metro Risa and Georgia. And we're on that, we're working on that. The types of interventions that we're working on. It's so vital for our students to have a strong literacy background so that they have those components to be successful, because when we were pushing them toward the other end for that readiness, whether it's college or tech school or an internship, that's what we want them to be able to do. This right here is showing also our high school reading data, and again, we're pushing toward that. This is our advanced placement data. For those of you, advanced placement are our college readiness courses that we offer at the high school level. We are really excited this year. We saw a 3% increase, and more of our children, over 76 more of our children, had a qualifying score of a 3 or higher. That usually means that the school that they go to, the college they go to, will give them college credit. That's money back in mom and dad's pockets. So we're really hoping, we're very excited. We brought on a partnership with the National Math Science Initiative, which is actually doing huge professional development, not only with our teachers, but with our students too. And they can actually get monetary gain, like $100 for making a 3 or higher on an AP test. So we're real excited about that. We think this will move even higher next year. Our graduation rate, we're very excited. It has steadily climbed up every year, and it's because of the efforts that we're doing to capture our students while they're in the schools, helping them and building them. And we're hoping that we're going to see even greater gains for this school year.
Christy, look at that slide read that, but it really just summarizes what Christy shared, that we're doing several things instructionally to ensure that we close the gap with the MRESA and then with the state. Our goal is to exceed the state. And so Christy mentioned the reading scores, the reading on or above grade level. Just for perspective, about 60%, on average, about 60% of our students are reading on or above grade level. 60% reading on or above grade level, but on the state test, only 25% are passing. So we got a lot of kids reading on or above grade level, but not as many kids passing the state test. So we know that that has a lot, those are instructional implications. It's not that they can't read. They can read. Do we have 100% reading yet? No. We've got about 40%, but we've got to get on or above grade level. And so the work is very clear. We're starting clearly at the early learning level, our pre-K, kindergarten, first and second, and third grade. The goal is to get students reading on or above grade level by the time they take that first test in the third grade. Because we've noticed that if we can get them on or above grade level in grade 3, we can maintain them throughout their career educational, K-12 educational career. And so, grad rate, as Christy mentioned, is improving. We did get the grad rate from the state today. It's embargoed until September 19th. I can just tell you that for the first time we're above 70, and all the schools are above 70. So, and I should add, one school, the alternative school, is our high school that has more challenging situations. We expected it to be very low, in the 30s, but that's because those students normally would have dropped out, but we're encouraging them to stay in school so they can get their high school what? Diplomas. And so that school is our effort of giving children hope. And so I put no pressure on that location to earn a 70, 80, or 90% grad rate. Many of those kids have, their data has already counted against the district. So we just want them to do what? Stay in school, graduate, so they can have a better future for themselves. And that's the Perry Academy. So we're excited, and we'll be releasing that information pretty soon. So you heard from teaching and learning. I'd like to talk very quickly about SPLOS. So Ronnie is going to come. If you don't know Ronnie, he is our Director of Construction. And SPLOS, he's in the middle of SPLOS 5, right? And he's going to talk about SPLOS 6 as well. So Ronnie, let us know what you need us to know today. And this is the group that needs to hear it, because they have influence with a whole lot of people in Clayton County.
Good afternoon. As Dr. Beasley said, my name is Ronnie Joseph, the Director of Construction. We won't be telling you how to vote, but we'll inform you what a yes vote will produce. SPLOS 5, just like your SPLOS dollars are at work and will continue to be at work. We were able to construct elite scholars, East Clayton Elementary School. We were able to put turf on the stadium, as well as HVAC improvements throughout the districts. We also renovated several facilities. For the upcoming year, expect to see renovations and modifications to Jonesboro High School, Riverdale High School, as well as North Clayton Middle and Anderson Middle, as well as 6 other elementary schools. As Dr. Beasley stated, SPLOS 5 will come to an end in December 2019, which brings us to SPLOS 6. On March 19th, 2019, we intend to have a vote to extend the SPLOS, and the program includes a new STEM elementary school, a new STEM middle school, and a new STEM high school, as well as a college and career academy. SPLOS 6 will fund to replace new buses, as well as provide new laptops for every student for a one-on-one initiative. All in all, we're looking to generate $280 million for the next 5 years. I'll let answer any questions after this evening's presentation.
So as we look forward and we create this culture of high performance and ensure that we have, and I should be clear, Clayton County has some of the best facilities. If you drive around the state and go to school systems, our facilities are some of the top facilities in the state. And that's because of the SPLOS program. But as Ronnie shared, according to the referendum, we'd like to continue with the support of voters. We'd like to continue creating STEM 21st, 22nd century world world-class facilities. We'd like to create a college and career academy that will support students from all of the high schools in the district with very innovative programs that are aligned to the businesses and industries, not only within Clayton County, within the metro area, within our state, and of course, that will give our students an opportunity to compete globally. Of course, technology is important. We have started this year an initiative to give all of our 3rd through 12th graders a Chromebook, their own personal device. So we have started this year with about 1,000 students who will have a device, and over the next 3 to 4 years, all 3rd through 12th grade students will have their own device. That's, again, predicated upon continued funding through SPLOST. Of course, we always want our school buses, because we transport a large percentage of our students. So we have to continuously renew the fleet. As you know, over time, the buses get old, don't they? And so SPLOST allows us to maintain a renewal of our bus fleet. We also use SPLOST, it's not up there, but for some particular instructional resources. If it's computer-based, we can, or software, we can use SPLOST for that. Textbooks, etc. So we have, based on every audit that has been done on our previous SPLOST, including the current SPLOST, it's well managed. There are no issues with the SPLOST. So hopefully we have the confidence of this community to continue with the use of that 1 penny on every dollar to continue with the construction projects that we've identified for the next, I would say, beyond this current SPLOST, over the next 5 years. 5 years. So what we ask of you, while we cannot in our official capacities tell the community how to vote, you can. You can get out there and encourage people to vote. And I would just say we will encourage people to at least go to the polls. We'll be sending out some releases starting, I want to say, in October or so. And consistently and doing more as we approach the March 19th date. But we want everyone to know what is at stake, what projects will be afforded or at least funded through the SPLOST, and then we just expect the community to give us a vote up or vote down. And that would be the community's choice. You should know that in the current SPLOST, the Jonesboro High School is about to begin its major project of a tear down, build up, right? And then tomorrow High School will be getting a new facility as well. We'll begin designing.
We'll design in 2019.
And then we need SPLOST 6 funds in order to continue to work. That's important to know. And the goal is to build that high school on the same campus as the new East Clayton Elementary School. It has 120 acres over there, right? And so the name of the school will remain Morrow High School. It will just be located on that campus as well. So I've had some people say, oh, we don't want the school over there. You gotta have it over there. We can't let 120 acres sit there and go to waste. And so they kind of took that pill, they swallowed that pill a little bit. But it's going to be a beautiful facility, a beautiful facility. We always want to be very good stewards over the taxpayers' dollars. Okay? So at this time, we're going to just open it up for Q&A. I know you've had a long day. You started with it rather early. So we're going to give you a chance to share any information that you think would be helpful for this team to know about. Any feedback, if we're going in the right direction, or if there's a direction that we need to go in. Or if there are concerns, feel free. We did not go over the discipline, but Jada, if you could, just pull up the discipline slide. But we are working to address some behaviors that we see pretty prevalently throughout the district. They are improving. And so once Jada brings that up, you'll see that our student support services are working, the team is working with principals and counselors and psychologists and social workers and behavior interventionists. All of these individuals are working collectively as we implement positive behavior interventions, as we implement the circle of support to ensure that our students are healthy mentally and that they're doing their best in the classroom and governing themselves in a manner that the teachers can actually teach them the curriculum. Dr. Nunez is our Deputy Superintendent for School Leadership and Support, and so I'd like her to kind of just share some things that we're doing, and even an event that we're planning to have to bring some level of awareness to our community. Last year we experienced a few suicides, I want to say 4 suicides, and so we know that student mental health, or the mental health, not just of students, but the mental health of adults even, is a concern that we're trying to address in our school system. So Dr. Nunez.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we ensure that we support our culture of high performance and the high performance of our students, we ensure that our staff works together as a team. And when Dr. Beasley mentioned the circle of support, that is very, very important work for us that we are doing to ensure that children are our priority, focusing on our beliefs, that children are our priority, that responsibility is shared among all stakeholders, and that communication and collaboration is there. So we created the groups, the circles of support at the school level with all the professionals that provide support to our students, that ensure that the students are ready to learn in the classroom. That includes the counselors, as Dr. Beasley mentioned, the social workers, the behavior intervention specialists, and that includes also principals, assistant principals, and teachers. We ensure that everybody is sitting at the table together to consider and discuss the issues that the students may have that represent barriers for them to be successful in school. So we have a very strong focus on the mental wellness of our students and a very strong focus on adults collaborating together to address our children and to ensure that our children's needs are met. The data that you see before you is the data related to discipline referrals to behavior concerns. As you can see here, and you compare, the green numbers are improvements and the red numbers are not. That's easy to read. And when you look at in the left column over there, your left, I have to go like this, my left. On the left column, you see the top major discipline referrals that we have in the district. And you see in the ranking, you see here, the last column here, is the ranking from 1 through 10 of the most frequent ones. And what we can see here is that the work that is being done is reducing the number of discipline referrals that we have. And when students are behaving well, when our students are relaxed in the classroom and we are addressing their basic needs through social worker support, through counseling support, and all the supports that are available, the students definitely, the discipline referrals are fewer. And we continue to work because we want to make it so we don't have any tribunals. We want to disappear the office of tribunals and make sure that we hardly have any students there. So we have a very strong focus on our mental wellness, developing a mental wellness program. But we recognize that today in society, our students are going through a lot. They're going through a lot. We look at surveys, student surveys, and collect qualitative data on what our students tell us that they're feeling, that they're thinking. And we are looking at the numbers on suicide ideations and what our children are wanting to do. And we are focusing on reducing that. But we understand that we need to share that and raise that awareness with the community, with the parents, with the teachers. And everybody should be aware of what our students are thinking. And Dr. Beasley mentioned that we are planning a walk, a 5K, to raise awareness on teen violence and suicide. And Dr. Beasley has approved November 3rd, Saturday, November 3rd, for that walk, and Ms. Jada is going to start putting information out there through our channels. So we want to bring the community, and we want students participating. We want students there to drive it and to be a great success. So we are very proud of the work that we're doing. We are very excited about the results that we're seeing through our positive behavior interventions and supports. And we always need your support in your communities to help our students succeed.
Thank you, Dr. Nunez. And as you all well know, your partnerships with the schools contribute to this. And so we're seeing an improvement, but as you can see the numbers, we've got a way to go. Now, I'll just use as an example for the lowest offense, physical offense fighting. It doesn't mean for 2018, 17, 18 that we had 2,000 fights. It means that we've had 2,000 students involved in a fight. Does that make sense? And you could have one fight that has 3 kids involved. And so, but our goal is to continuously, according to our strategic plan, is to reduce these referrals. So when people ask the question, or whenever I'm out and about in the metro area or around the nation, what are you focused on? What's your initiative? I often push back from that and say, it's not about one initiative, because schools are so complex. We have various initiatives and various programs and various strategies that we're using that have to work in concert with one another in order to achieve higher performance, in order to improve. I want to see reading scores improve, I want to see math scores improve, but I also want to see attendance I want to see discipline improve. I want to see students with the suicidal ideations, I want to see that data improve. All of it matters. So our work is very complex, and that's why it takes all of us coming to the table and working collaboratively in order to achieve the desired outcomes. And so I just wanted you to see that, and as you again partner with schools, we've identified the schools primarily that feed into this data. And we're working to support those schools. We know exactly where the issues are. And so we're working to target, if you will, our support, our intervention, and our resources to make sure that those schools are given what they need in order to continuously improve their data. So, are we just teaching reading? No. Are we teaching reading? Yes. Are we just teaching math? No. Are we teaching math? Yes. But we got to do character education. We got to do behavior intervention. We got to do so many things in order to see our students improve. But we believe that whatever we're doing, and we're doing several things as identified in our strategic plan, that they're working, because we're seeing an uptick, if you will, in our positive indicators. We're seeing a reduction of the negative indicators, which means that we're doing the right work. One area that you all should know is that we have a very high mobility rate in Clayton County. It's about 30%. We're one of the counties with the highest mobility rate. That means on any given day, 30% of our kids could be withdrawn and taken to another county, another school system to go to school. Clearly, you would understand how that impacts your outcomes. And so, and that could just be our location. I like to study location. That could be because when people move to Atlanta, they move to certain communities that they can afford, right? They get settled, and then once they figure out where they want to go, they go other places. It could have something to do with it, but it could have something to do with income levels as well. And I often tell people we criminalize and demonize the poor for doing things that businesses do every day. They make decisions. Businesses in America make a decision to go to China to produce their goods because it's cheaper, isn't it? And then they send it back here and jack up the prices, right? Families do the same thing. If you only make $1,000 a month, you're going to go from rent special to rent special in order for that $1,000 to go as far as it can go. That's what they do. So when they may be in one neighborhood, or when they hear about a special over here, guess what? And so we build that dynamic, and that's why it takes more than just the school system to address these issues. But because we know that that dynamic is at play in our school system, we're implementing systems to ensure that when a student is withdrawn from one school and enrolled in another school, that there's no loss of instruction, that there is continuity of instruction and continuity of support for that student to achieve the goals of improving their reading and math outcomes, etc. And so at this time, we'll open up the floor for you to share any thoughts, questions, concerns, ideas that you might have.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon.
First of all, coming to this conference and lunch you had, I want to say that I know the churches are ready, and I know we are, but I know there are many that are really ready to deal with this situation of depression and suicide. I'm going to mirror you and echo you when you say one of the keys to getting many pastors is to really encourage the students and the parents to come to church. We're teaching a series right now on depression. It's real. But there needs to be an understanding about depression. Depression, we lump all of it the same way. And some of it we see, we'll say depression, oppression, impressions. Well, all of them oppression. And sometimes we even put the blues in there. And the blues is something different. Everybody has the blues every once in a while. That's a sad feeling. But depression, when you're depressed, you're talking about something that's long-term. And it can be both mental, and it can be physical, and it can be emotional. But the key to it is to make sure that we are talking. So we want to put online, we want to see how we can partner with the school board or the school district and bringing up together this, I call it the depression hotline. Sometimes they just need to talk, but not just the students. The parents are in this thing also. We've got to have something available to them. So we're going to continue on that. But show us, tell us what you need. If we can come in certain things, and you know, we have the whereabouts as far as the education is concerned, to know how to deal with that. One of my focuses is pastoral counseling, and depression is one of those things that we have to deal with. So I really am concerned about this. Suicide, what's going on with this? A lot of times young folks, when they see one suicide here, a suicide right there, they move into a copycat mode. And one of the things, there's a group called the Mystic 27 that, you know, when they're 27 years old, for some reason they've got this understanding of belief system that we can move into this realm of understanding, but they only need their skills. And I don't think most people know that. The students know that. Students know that. And I'm having to deal with a lot of them, so we've got to really get on top of this thing. Students get also depressed when they see the parents depressed. You know, you're talking about trying to find a better job, they picked up that. So we got to do a little bit, and I'm going to keep saying that. Bring them to church and submit. I mean, maybe you can't make them go that way. You can't make them vote, but we can certainly say we're praying for you. And here's a church in your area, and send them there, and let's get a word to them and see can we push this. But I salute all the things you do.
Thank you, Bishop Dukes. Excellent. And clearly we want to partner with you all for that event. We want you all to be there because we want it to be an informational event. We want to do the 5K walk, but we want to make sure we have groups there to give out information and to really share the resources that are available in this community. We just really want to make a positive impact, and we know that we can't do that without you all support.
I just really wanted to commend Dr. Beasley and the staff on the remarkable job that you all are doing. And those of us who have been in the community for a long time, then we see the changes and we see the excitement. I specifically want to commend you for the high performance video and the website. That is so inspiring. It's informative and it's inspiring. For me, it's really gratifying to have my colleagues and relatives in other counties now saying, you all are doing some great things in Clayton. And so I'm so proud of that. On the SLOSS that's coming up, this community has been very, very favorable toward the SLOSS initiatives. And I'm hopeful that it will be the same this time. I do think that it is really important to make sure that the message gets out that this is a renewal and not an additional penny, because people get confused about that. And also, we do have to keep our ears sort of peeled to make sure that no effort comes up toward the election time to oppose us. So we have to sort of have a plan B in place so that we can kick it up real quick and very dynamically and enthusiastically to get this passed.
Very good. And so noted. Feel free to give us feedback. We are working right now internally on a few documents for a massive campaign about, information campaign about the SPLOS. Once we push it out, we'll push it out consistently throughout until leading up to March 19th, and we'll even push it out more often as we get closer to March 19th. We're also creating a document to put in the hands of all of our children so they can have conversations with their parents. It won't tell them how to vote, but it will let them see exactly what the projects are, what SPLOS is, what the projects are, and then they can have conversations with their parents about the impact and how they feel about the SPLOS. But we so noted about the renewal, using the correct language so they'll know it's not a new penny, it's just a continuation of what they have been paying. So we believe, based on the historical data from the previous SPLOS, that we'll have success, but we don't take it for granted. Because as you know, we're in a very different political climate. And so, but I do believe what I'm sensing and what I'm hearing as we have these meetings, that the parents appreciate the direction that we're going in, and they want to ensure that the resources and the facilities support those high expectations. So whatever you all can do to advance that conversation, we will appreciate that, clearly. Any other questions, comments? Well, with that being shared, I believe that brings our time to a close. We appreciate you all's feedback. As we put, hopefully all of you are getting all the emails, and we ask that you push that information out. Because as Ms. Green mentioned, the video and all the efforts are to write the story. If we don't tell the story, write the story, tell the story, people will create their own story. And it's important that our children are seen and discussed in a positive light. We have good children in our school system. They're doing phenomenal things. And you should know, Clayton County ain't all that bad. We have some of the highest performing schools in the state right here in Clayton County. We had 2 high schools on the U.S. High Schools Best High Schools list. Right here, and I've got neighboring counties who didn't have that on their list. And I won't even go there. The point is, if we don't lift our children, don't expect anyone else to. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here in Clayton County. Thank you all. Don't forget to partner with those schools that your churches are located near. Those principals they know the expectation to welcome you into their schools and to partner with you, because we need you to help support our children. If you have any questions or any concerns, you all know how to reach me. My cell number, in case you want to write it down, is 678-977-6516. 678-977-6516. We appreciate you all, and thank you for all that you're doing to help us move this county towards higher levels of performance. Thanks everybody for your time.